Welcome to LCCI. Here we champion and celebrate diversity as a catalyst for innovation, where differences in faith, culture, ideologies and personalities aren't just celebrated, they are welcomed. It's not what we choose to do, it's what we were raised to do. Because we belong to a nation called India. And India is a kaleidoscope of cultures, cuisines, colors, celebrations, and creativity. A land proud of its contrasts. From snow-clad mountains to sandy beaches, rustic towns to robust cities, ancient scriptures to AI software. A dichotomy of the haves and the have-nots, both coexisting in this reality and striving for opportunities. Although contrasting, this is a land of promise and potential. A democracy that is accepting and appreciating of different ideologies, choices, and way of life. And our base at Bangalore encapsulates this essence of India in entirety. It is the Garden City and also Asia's Silicon Valley, a cosmopolitan outlook with beliefs rooted in ancient traditions. It nurtures startups as well as protects the legacy of family-owned businesses. Here you will find Fortune 500 companies as well as ventures backed by budding entrepreneurs, all made possible by the abundance of talent and robust educational institutions in the state. It's a city where many of us come from different places, and yet where we feel at home. LCCIans love this city, and here's why.
Like everything about it, including the traffic.
I think Bangalore and weather, they are synonyms for me. Once that I moved to Bangalore, the weather has taken by me and I love the weather here.
I would rate the culture of Bangalore as a sponge. It absorbs everything which comes surrounding to it.
Well, Bangalore actually offers you a lot of multi-cuisine thing. It's also called as the pub capital of India.
Filter coffee.
I do get many vegetarian options here and I love South Indian food.
I'm really amazed with the new folks, the younger generation, because they easily connect with the older folks and the changes that are happening.
These are the many faces of LCCI, and they are integral to our success story.
I'm honoured to have led and been part of the LCCI transformation over the last 3 years. 2019 was a catalyst year for GBS and particularly LCCI when Dave and the EC supported a deep dive into GBS with particular focus on LCCI in terms of how we could bring enterprise value, not just in terms of productivity, but also in terms of centralisation, co-location and availing of the excellent talent in the GBS locations.
The first batch was named as LCCI 1 and we still have people here from the first batch, quite a few, who still remember that we are being called LCCI 1, and after that we did not go to 2, 3, 4. So let the LCCI 1 be the one which is always going to be the one.
The idea of LCCI was very simple. We just wanted to make sure that we are able to get a fine collection of intelligent minds. We wanted to hire from across the country. We know India is one country, but we know how diverse it is.
So I'm delighted today that you're going to get an insight into some of those capabilities. But I'm probably more delighted that you're going to get an essence and feel for the people and our talent there.
My name is Dina Joseph.
I'm Sriram Ananta Padmanabhan.
Myself, Neenu George.
My name is Anil Raghav.
Hi, my name is Naira D'Souza.
I'm Nasreen Banu.
Hi, my name is Vidya.
I am Surajit Banerjee.
I'm Titi Patel.
My name is Samir.
Born and brought up in Bangalore.
Come from Calcutta, which is in the eastern part of India.
I come from Hubli, northern part of the Karnataka.
So I come from a small town called Trichy in the southern state of Tamil Nadu.
I'm actually from Mumbai. I prefer to call it Bombay because that's how it was when I was growing up in that city.
I belong to northeast Indian states. The place is called Agartala.
So I'm basically from Calcutta. I think it is, as many of you know, that it is called a city of joy.
I think my first memory of Bangalore when I moved to Bangalore is the weather. And it was all foggy, I could not see. And I come from Trichy, which is very rocky, very hot. And for me, it was like something very different.
Yeah, so I grew up in Surat. It is known for, it's like the diamond hub of the world. If you take approximately 7 out of 10 diamonds get polished there. It's known for its textile industries.
So I would say when I first came in, I felt the warmth of people. When I first came into the airport, the driver was not there, so I was a little bit shocked and where to find lots of people and in Bangalore and then the traffic. But I think the people here made me immediately to feel that I was sort of at home.
Yeah, it was my honor to have this opportunity to working with the LCCI team. I have great experience to working with them and I wanted to make a contribution to the Lilly. They have a deep knowledge and expertise and adapt to the Lilly culture very quickly. They have made significant contribution to Eli Lilly company in a very short time. For example, accelerating tirzepatide development and donor submission.
So currently I am the Senior Director HR as well as the Chief Operating Officer for the site.
I lead all of commercial services for LCCI.
I am a global clinical research physician.
I lead the site for privacy, ethics and compliance and Protect Lilly. Protect Lilly is more about cybersecurity, how compliance in IT world is all about.
Well, my designation as per the organization chart is a Managing Director, but really it's we are a team here. Fortunately, we work in a very talented team of senior management that we have.
I am the Director for Global Scientific Communications,
Consultant, Human Resources.
I'm the Director, Strategy, Transition and Transformation.
Leading the digital health function from here at LCCI.
I'm the Senior Director of Finance. I have the CFO responsibilities for the site.
I'm Associate Vice President of Medical and Clinical Development.
I take care of admin, facilities and HSE at LCCI.
Like any leadership role, this has multiple parts to it. One is on the strategic side, helping our global IDS organization create the strategy, the roadmap, and operational, taking care of the day-to-day work activities, which is all around people, process, technology. And then the tactical part of it.
I'm looking after the health technology assessment and economic modeling team.
First role was around ethics and compliance, gave me an opportunity to really build the compliance program for LCCI. To a GBS role, which has got to do more with the global business solution, the site-related activities.
So I take care of two groups, that is a global services and global information services.
Within the team, we have 4 broad capabilities, ranging from strategy to reporting to transition and transformation.
I lead HR operations, total rewards, and business partner for the commercial services group.
So in my role as a Senior Director of Data Sciences in LCCI, I'm responsible for a team of clinical data managers and study will programmers.
My role is to lead the regulatory affairs LCCI Bangalore team. What we do is try to ensure that together we do regulatory submissions to health authority, so that the Lilly's innovations can reach to the patients and improve the patient's outcome.
Well, we have a broad gamut of capabilities. In terms of the 3 big verticals we have, the Lilly Research Laboratories, which is almost about, I think, 50% of our headcount. Then we have commercial.
So in the commercial services, we have roles which are categorized in the omni-channel. Then we have global sales strategy operations. Then we have market research. Then BINA and the other function, which is Lily Market Studios. Then the third and other most important pillar is the jobs within the information digital solutions. So we have advanced analytics and data sciences. Then we have jobs within the category of web developers, scrum masters, other roles that support the entire IDS portfolio from LCCI. So these are the three. Then we have two other functions, GCOA as well as Business Intelligence Group. These all functions are supported by the site support team, which is comprising of human resources, finance and procurement, communications. Then we have transition and transformation, ethics and compliance. So all of these functions support all these broader functions to operate out of here.
I head a group called Digital Health. We have close to 70 members here, and this particular function is actually helping to digitize the patient care. So whatever medicines that Lilly is actually manufacturing, so Digital Health helps in digitizing the experience of patients. So all of our engineers are busy working with the mobile applications which will help the patients, so directly working for the patient, so it's always exciting.
The consumer analytics team over here is about 20 members strong. So we have a team of data engineers, data analysts, data scientists, and tagging implementation analysts. So each of these people, have different skill sets. Some of these may be more technology focused, some may be a little bit more business focused, but they're all kind of working as part of the same team. So it's pretty interesting. It's, like a different structure that we don't necessarily have in a lot of analytics teams. So you get to, learn from, different skill sets that people bring to the table and kind of see how that all fits into like the bigger picture, I guess, of solving problems for business stakeholders.
We have writers, editors, quality reviewers, we have publication specialists, people with different academic backgrounds. We have physicians, dentists, people with advanced degrees in life sciences, PhDs, masters. So it's like you have this whole gamut of people who have all of these different backgrounds, all of these different life experiences. All of us are coming together to deliver on what is our organizational priority.
The team comprises of MBAs, engineers, project management professionals, digital production leads, LCCI brand marketers. Their main responsibility is to ensure that all stakeholders are aligned, marketing materials are first time right, they get the correct data from brand managers, marketers, and then finally approved for distribution.
I work, for any kind of SAP-related queries, and then we have a latest project that we are working on currently, which is S4 migration. Extended support to hosted functions also, like US Connected Care, CFP, and then we have supply chain added to the team as well.
My team is called as BEST. So Biomedicines Established Therapeutics. We take care of Lilly's legacy brands, and it's a very newly formed team that is a classical example of Team Lilly culture, wherein it's a portfolio management basically. We take care of the brand to see that how much value we are adding to our brand, our patients, and our organization. The legacy molecule related work is handled by my team. There are medical writers, there are statisticians, there are physicians, doctors, and apart from that, there are regulatory scientists.
Well, I would say about my team that is a high energy, high caliber team. I think the connection that I have with them and that they have with me, where we do deep dives of not only at the surface talking about weather or other things, is about getting to know each other. To me, is what has made that ability to connect, much better. As I said earlier, the focus is on winning as a team together, having the sense of we're like a big family and that we can do this together.
My industry peers from different organizations, they keep telling this. Lilly has the cream of data science talent sitting there, and it is not fair. They tell me this is not fair.
Proud to lead a group which is that diverse in technology. It's a fantastic talent which we have as a part of the group as well. They normally make me look good in a way.
A lot of it is to do also with the Lilly brand. Yes, our value proposition was attracting great talent, but how do you bring talent? We actually wanted always to create a home of belonging as opposed to an office.
Skills you can teach, attitude you can't. So we want to make sure that we are hiring people who have the best culture fit, who understands our value system of integrity, excellence and respect for people.
The very fact that we have all of these diverse set of people, we hire the best from the industry, and that leads to a lot of innovation. And some of these innovations have been groundbreaking, especially in our function, and that is where we've had so many awards that our people have won. We've had the Lilly Innovator Award, we've had the President's Award, we've had the Quality Pinnacle Award, to name a few.
They're just an excellent team to work with. I'm just grateful that I've got a chance to work with them. The passion that they carry is contagious.
The person needs to come with a certain level of skills and tech expertise, good articulation and communication skills. Those are given. Being a team player is extremely important, and that fits so really well because we take a lot of pride in Team Lilly framework.
I enjoy working with global teams, and in a way my role also necessitates working with them. It's more of a partnership based approach characterized by learnings mutually.
So they're like really good at the domain, and as well as like understanding what's needed, whereas the expertise we bring from here is understanding of technology, working with data a little bit closer. So that partnership has worked really well. And in addition, I think a lot of members in the US team have experience of working with India teams before.
So they're very cognizant of how we function. They're very cognizant about our time zones. We end all of our meetings mostly by late afternoon. There are some exceptions definitely where we have to work a little later in the evening, but then the culture at Lilly, which is so flexible for employees and in terms of when do you start working, when do you end working, that just helps us manage efficiently.
Maybe some days we would have meetings in the evening so that the US teams can join, and on other days we would compromise that and start our day early. So we kind of tweak the timings a little, and it's always like a mutual understanding that we have.
Every organization, to drive a particular aspect or to drive a particular culture, it has to go from the top down, and the active participation of the leadership that we see here, that is encouraging.
If I had to pinpoint culture for Lilly, there are different parts of this culture that we look at. One is the work culture, one is the people culture, one is the values that we live for here. Respecting people for what they are is what I value most in a culture, and that's what I have received from others in this company, and that's what I want to give back to people here.
I have learned perseverance, I've learned strength in the face of adversity over this past 6.5 years. I've learned to work with different kinds of people, understand where they come from and make things comfortable for them so they are able to deliver their best.
Unbossed leadership culture is constantly making us to understand the value of respect for people, inclusive culture. These are the two elements, I will say, which are very essential, and that also helps in the work which we do. For example, in regulatory, we always try to see how we can expedite or accelerate the submissions. So that needs a kind of inclusive dialogue. It needs a kind of diverse idea, and that's what LCCI is ensuring by developing that kind of mindset and culture.
I was fortunate to actually be at Indy as well, at the Lilly Corporate Center quite a few times, and that really helped me to understand the other person or the other perspectives better, and it always helps to have that one-on-one personal connect.
LCCI for me is OOO, that is open culture, a lot of opportunities, outstanding performance.
And most importantly, the culture is what I'm really proud of, which is what stands out, but I can say with a lot of pride and that joy that Lilly is the best brand that I've been associated with. And I'm sure this goes for most of our colleagues here in LCCI too.
LCCI is, a very diverse and inclusive work culture. It is also the place where your dreams can come true.
It's like a family.
I really like the culture and the leadership.
So people tell second family, I think it's my first family.
An amalgamation of culture.
Diverse work culture, which is very inclusive in nature.
I like the way how our leaders take care of employees' well-being.
Eventually, I have this feeling that I'm contributing to the betterment of the people.
You have the opportunity to contribute to the purpose every single day.
I didn't feel any hierarchy, like we can meet the leaders whenever we can. So we can directly approach them. So that's what I felt here.
I think for us, and for leaders especially, it's important to think what is ahead. Because you just cannot operate as a supervisor walking the aisle anymore, right? Walking around and seeing people. You have to become a player coach. And that's a transition we probably still have to learn. There'll be some great at it, there's some that have to learn. And that's the process we'll have to go through.
All senior leaders at LCCI, they ensure to mentor and empower leaders like us, so that they give a broader canvas to work with greater responsibilities within a fail-safe environment.
So we have a very comprehensive leadership development curriculum which spans up to almost 24 months, starting with transition to leadership, then make it safe to thrive, then we have situational leadership. So all of these programs enables our leaders to learn the art of leadership and do the course corrections wherever needed to ensure or to make them an effective leader. Not only within LCCI, but in the broader ecosystem of Lilly that we are talking about, they're able to demonstrate a very effective leadership journey.
I think we could develop more women leaders across three spectrums. One is focusing on, are we getting more women into the pipeline and hiring? Are we keeping them engaged? Are we giving them opportunities and retaining them? So across all, I would say hiring, engagement, retention, there is a lot of focus on women in general and growing more women leaders. The growth of women leaders, of course, needs to be organic and needs to be fully performance-based in LCCI, and that's truly how I think management looks at it today.
Like when you're talking about leadership development, I think you need to have somebody that you look up to, that you can see how they're going about their work, and try to be like that. I think there's enough, examples of people over here where you can see that, like they are true leaders.
Then the management did really believe in me, and they gave that big responsibility, just within that 3 months. I think that itself shows how they nurture leadership, especially the women leadership, how they encourage them. And I think my management has always stood behind my decisions.
One is you get opportunities to use your skills. You come with skills, right? They hire you for certain skills. So you get the opportunity to leverage, play on your strengths. Same time, they also push you out of your comfort zone. So you learn new skills. And then you have this amazing support structure from peers globally and locally. I think that's what helps in building that leadership pipeline. It's a very intentional effort. It doesn't happen by accident.
I'm very proud to say that diversity, equity and inclusion is in our DNA.
We are respecting diversity and inclusion and equity a lot more than before, and hence giving more opportunities for women to be in the workforce. It is, of course, there are some very typical inflection points where women drop off of the workforce. We need to address that as a country. I would say not just LCCI, but I think we are slowly learning. We are slowly learning in a style that is appropriate to our own culture.
I have a 2-year-old now, so I think this is, Lilly has been very supportive of that. So it's a great place for, especially a working mom like me. It's made it a lot easier for me now to work with a company like Lilly.
Ideal is the employee resource group that we started at LCCI maybe about 4 years ago. It was very nascent when the organization was very new. We had just 65 members. But as the organization grew, initially we only used to focus on women, then we moved into gender inclusion. But then as the organization grew, we realized that there were so many diverse voices that we needed to address here. So that's when we created different pillars of the ideal. IDEAL stands for Inclusion and Diversity Engagement at LCCI.
Some of the initiatives which I want to touch upon certainly is in terms of our insurance initiatives, insurance programs which supports the same-sex partners, the children that they adopt, lactation room that we have. But what we do here differently is, though we follow the traditional processes, but what we do is we apply empathy and emotions to these processes, which helps us in terms of creating that experience for our employees.
You know, during the recruitment process, I just had to go for 4 rounds of interview compared to other companies where I had to go for 11 rounds of interviews. Like a thought was given in it that we're not just hiring somebody who's like a trans woman, but we're hiring a talent in her. And they want to really understand that what she brings to the table with that talent. So not just that, it was just not a recruitment stunt, but it was more of a fact that when I went back into my team, it sounded like they were absolutely fine working with someone like me. It just sounded like a regular day for a cis person.
So we have multiple ERGs here which help people to break those barriers of their own functions, mix with each other, do things that are important for the site, for the engagement, at a larger level, create that visibility for everyone.
Having fun at work is extremely essential for us to unwind, recharge, get to know each other better. And hence we took our first baby step to curate our cultural ERG, which is named Euphoria. This ERG was tasked to come up with events, design events and plan events throughout the year for LCCI.
So we started with 65 employees, but then over the period of time, we're 2,000 now. So when we first did our LCCI Got Talent, it was about 1,000 people. So we kind of rolled out a nomination saying that we want to do an event called LCCI Got Talent, and if you're, please send in your nominations. We had all kind of nominations from dance, singing, band performances, MCing, stand-up comedy. It was so much fun. Our leaders are there for each and every event. They not just be a part of it, but participate. You can see our CEO dancing, you can see our MD on the stage.
When COVID came in, we never thought how long it would last, right? We thought the first lockdown and then we'll be back in the office in 2 weeks. So even in my 30-year-old career, I had no idea how to sort of approach this, right? But we realized a couple of things. One is that, yes, we want to continue the journey that we are on. We need to figure out how to hire sitting at home. And the other most important part was, how do you manage the emotions of employees who have families who are impacted?
We also saw that it is taking a big toll on their mental health. So we had agencies which were already impaneled to provide them the psychological support when it is needed, and it is continuing to be available for them. Recently, I got a report where the headcounts were outlined and for various affiliates. And I was very happy to see that we are, I think, the 3rd largest affiliate outside of US. And this has not happened by chance. So first, it makes me very proud that we have established this entity as one of the most important strategic pillars in the entire drug discovery process, where people are confident that the talents which are sitting 10,000 miles away are the best talents to work with us and help us in discovering medicines that help people live longer, healthier and more active lives. So that gives me personally an immense satisfaction and the proud feeling that we have made a mark in the entire Eli Lilly ecosystem.
We don't need to create any new goals. I think the goals we have, the work we are doing, we just need to ensure that we keep hiring great people, create belonging in this place, we keep giving them meaningful jobs and careers, And we make this a fun place to work with and keep it that way. Right? We work very hard. We have a solid engagement platform. We have what we call employee resource groups. So the employees themselves come together to create, and we nurture that. Corporate social responsibility, CSR, is another big thing. We have GDOS this month. It's a fantastic month to be in, and we'll spread out and work with various NGOs at the end of this month. For me, I don't think we need to reinvent anything. I think we just need to keep, as Colonel Lilly says, take what you find here and make it better and better. And I hope that every person we attract in this company, that's what they come and do. We want them to be themselves, to have the courage to speak up, to tell us what are things that we should do differently. They're coming with different experiences, learning from different other companies. We want to make sure that we don't repeat mistakes that others have done. We probably are allowed to make new mistakes and learn from them. Really, for me, this is what we need to do. We are not really hung up on numbers. We're not thinking of getting to 4,000, 5,000. We don't calibrate numbers that way. What's important for us is people should find happiness working here. They should come here, jumping out of bed that yes, I have something to do, I have colleagues to meet, but I go home happily too. That's really the way I look at it.
We come together in adversity and thrive in diversity. We support each other and we grow together, all with a shared purpose of making lives better. We are LCCI.